Freezing is one word that might come into your mind when you hear Antarctica, and you're not wrong because, after all, it is the coldest place on Earth. But if you think that the temperature in Antarctica is the only thing that will make you feel chilly, these interesting facts might just send shivers down your spine. With that said, here are some fun, interesting facts about Antarctica that you probably didn't know. Antarctica is the only continent with no permanent residents or citizens. People living there, like scientists, only stay for around 3 to 6 months for research purposes. There are no polar bears in Antarctica, only in the Arctic, because no bears resided or survived at the South Pole after Pangaea broke apart. Most people staying in Antarctica are Christians, having more than 70% of the continent's population. Following that is a combination of atheists and people who chose not to disclose their religion. The Drake Passage is a waterway in Antarctica that connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. This waterway is known for its violent storms and strong winds, claiming the lives of numerous sailors. It's named after Sir Francis Drake, an English explorer whose ships were used when the connection between both oceans was discovered. Antarctica was part of Gondwana, a supercontinent that came before the Pangaea. The supercontinent included South America, Arabian Peninsula, Africa, Madagascar, India, and Australia. The Greek word for Antarctica is Antarktikos, which means the opposite of the Arctic. The Antarctic Desert is the largest in the world, double the size of the Sahara Desert. The polar environment is considered a polar desert since it rarely rains or snows there. There's a part of Antarctica that looks like a blood waterfall. It's called Blood Falls, and the Taylor Glacier's trapped saltwater lake is responsible for it. The lake is rich in iron that turns red when it flows outside as it reacts with oxygen. Due to the cold temperature, most plants, like trees or bushes, can't survive in Antarctica. But some exceptions are mosses, liverworts, and 2 native flowering plants, Antarctic hairgrass and Antarctic pearlwort. South of Sanity is the only movie to be filmed entirely in Antarctica. It was a low-budget film released in 2012. The director of this unpopular yet historical film is Kirk Watson, a mountaineering expert who works at Halley Research Station. There were 11 babies intentionally born in Antarctica because of Argentina and Chile's competition for a territorial claim. Both countries did it by sending pregnant women to their research stations. But of course their efforts went to waste due to the Antarctic Treaty. Silvia Morella de Palma gave birth to Emilio Marcos Palma in 1978 at Esperanza Base, making Emilio the first person to be born in Antarctica. Antarctica Day is celebrated every December 1st to commemorate the signing of the Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1959 by 12 countries in Washington, D.C. It's an agreement that the continent should only be used for peaceful purposes, forbidding the establishment of military bases and testing of military weapons, unless military equipment will be used for scientific research. One of the agreements of the Antarctic Treaty System is to protect the Antarctic environment. This agreement prevents mining and leaving any waste on the continent,